everybody. Oh, gotta get the headphones on.
Merry Christmas!
Dude, that is so incredible. Oh, man. Ugly sweater to the max, for sure. For sure.
Max! Where's Max?
Oh, it's time to go to Whoville.
A little Whoville. Take a little presents from the little kids down in Whoville.
Oh, it's going to be a good night. All right. Let's get this started. Man, I feel underdressed. Like I got a unicorn. Okay.
I like it.
Little ugly sweater unicorn, but I am not on that level. When you said you had something good for tonight, you delivered. You weren't exaggerating.
Well, it just came today. Just came.
Nice.
So, yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
That's fantastic. Oh, well, we're going to steal Christmas. We're going to talk a little bit about college football.
And just an FYI, I have no control with my hands on the mouse. So you are fully running the
Shit.
show.
I am all by myself here.
And it's hotter than Satan's balls.
I can fucking imagine, man.
Maybe one of these breaks I'll have to just take off the mask and go from there.
For sure. I think we'd understand if you wanted to do that.
But not yet, because this is for the brand. Tailgate Trash Talk Grinch Christmas.
Excellent. All right. Well, so as you can tell, we've got the Grinch with us. We've got the big stove version. It's not the Jim Carrey or the Benedict Cumberbatch version. We've got the best version there is, Big Stove. With me tonight. How you doing? Other than being hot as balls.
I'm hot, but I'm good.
I bet.
It
looks warm.
If my kids come down the stairs, you might hear some screaming.
Yeah? They don't like the Grinch?
They love the movie, but not the person.
Yeah, I can imagine. That mask has got a little bit of sinister to it, too. I like it.
Yeah.
All right, so let's get started. We're going to start off here talking about the Heisman winner, right? We've talked quite a bit about the Heisman all season, and the last week or so since the announcement, 3 days ago, not week, but since the announcement, I've kind of had a fleeting thought of like, maybe this was one of those years, in recent memories, like kind of the year Marcus Mariota won it, and I know there's been others. It's eluding me right now, but like it just felt like there wasn't somebody who really exerted themselves or asserted themselves and took off from the crowd, right? We had guys that had really good performances. We had guys that were up and down a little bit. Kenneth Walker, I think, took a little bit of a backseat because of the loss that Michigan State had and kind of the way they finished the season. So I think what we ended up with is maybe the best player on the best team, or at least the team that people think is the best team. And he's the quarterback, right? So I think that's really what we ended up with. Not to say that Bryce Young didn't have a great season, because he did. Statistically, he was great, but he wasn't, at least to me, and correct me if you think differently, Stove, but like he doesn't feel like the Heisman winner to me. And I think we've been spoiled in some previous years where we've had guys that really just kind of were transcendent. Devontae Smith was unreal last year. You know, guys like Manziel, when he won it, was fucking magical, despite his flame out. What do you think? Is that what we run into this year? It just feels like Bryce Young was the quarterback on the best team in the country.
Yeah, I think so. You know, it was kind of lackluster all year long. Um, you know, and like we've been saying for a few weeks, most of the season actually, uh, you know, it's basically a quarterback's trophy. You know, a running back, a receiver. You know, like Devontae Smith last year, uh, put up some hella numbers.
Mm-hmm.
So it was nice to see someone other than a quarterback win. Um, this year, yeah, I mean, Bryce Young was probably the most consistent throughout everyone there. Um, but like I said last week, I thought it was ridiculous that Kenneth Walker
Wasn't even the
wasn't even the
finalist,
top
man.
4. He wasn't even top 5.
Yeah. That blew my mind
That's
that he wasn't a finalist.
Who disgrace right there. Who disgrace by the voters.
I like it. Yeah, and I would agree with you completely, right? And we talked about it last week. I thought Kenneth Walker should have been a finalist. I think he earned his way to New York, but for whatever reason, I will say one thing, though. I did like that Aiden Hutchinson finished second because I thought he was the best defensive player in the country, and I also think that he was a difference maker on a team that's in the playoff. I like that he finished second. If he wasn't going to win it, I like that he finished second out of those 4 finalists because it just, to me, unless you're going to make it all quarterbacks run the table, you have to take into consideration how much of a difference maker he is for one of the best 4 teams in the country.
Yeah, and that's the best finish of a defensive player since Ndamukong Suh of Nebraska back in 2009.
Yeah.
And only one defensive player has won it, and that was Woodson.
Who, mind you, too, right? Like we say that about Woodson, but he also, in order to contend for the Heisman, Michigan knew they had to get him involved in other ways. Mm-hmm. He returned some kicks, I believe, that year, not all the time like a Desmond Howard, but he also played on the offensive side of the ball.
Yeah.
So I think, you know, they realized, right? Michigan realized at the time it's an offensive players award, so they got him some run on that side of the ball. It feels like, unfortunately, it's not the best player in college football. A lot of times it's maybe the flashiest player in college football sometimes. And I think that game against Georgia was Bryce Young's Heisman moment. And it happened late enough in the season that it really stuck out to the voters. In my opinion, I think that's really what happened.
Yeah.
And as you mentioned, I think he was probably the most consistent throughout the year. But the Heisman's not really about consistency unless you're consistently great. I don't know.
Well, if that's the case, then Kenneth Walker should have been right up there.
I'm with you.
You know,
I'm with you.
The one besides Kenneth Walker, the other one that I have an issue with, I believe it was it Alabama's defensive player was number 5.
Yeah.
I'm looking at it, I'm just like, no, not at all. Like shouldn't even be considered at all. Like I think he's just considered because of his size.
Yeah. Great player.
You know, if you look at his stats are just like they're nothing flashy at all. Like there's so many other defensive players that are more deserving of a higher ranking. I think he just, you know, he had the notoriety on one of the best teams and his size.
Yeah. Yeah. It felt very, very strange. The way it kind of played out. Yeah. Bryce Young was the best offensive player on, you know, what ended up being the best team in the country. And Will Anderson, yeah, you mentioned him, right? The Alabama linebacker, like of all people outside of, you know, who ended up in there, you know, outside of Aiden Hutchinson, I thought maybe Jordan Davis should have gotten more consideration, the Georgia defensive tackle, who was a nightmare for opposing teams. But
Yes. And Thibodeau as well.
who the fuck is Will Anderson? Like, seriously, who the fuck is that? And I say that sarcastically. Yeah, who is that?
He's from Hoover.
I say that sarcastically because I think he's got potential to be like a next level middle linebacker, but not that guy. Why are you fucking like trying to be the smartest guy in the room with this voting shit? Like, I don't know, whatever. Fucking sometimes I get so irritated with this voting stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I go back to fucking Mariano Rivera being the first unanimous Hall of Famer. Like, sometimes people's credentials should be pulled, and these Heisman voters are at risk of the same thing, man. Anyway, any closing remarks on the Heisman before we start talking bowl week or the start of bowl season?
Bryce Young better be prepared. First quarterback, to win. Possible natty championship. You better be careful.
Yeah, that Heisman curse is real.
I may come and take it.
Absolutely. All right, so let's get talking about bowls here. We start the bowl season off Friday, 2 days from now, with a noon kickoff for Middle Tennessee against Toledo. Toledo's a 10-point favorite. 10's probably close. I'll lay the points. Give me Toledo by maybe 2 touchdowns. Yeah, I don't. Yeah, you look like you were burning up in there.
Well, now if you can't tell I have any green on, now I just look like an adult elf on the shelf.
You're double dipping tonight, man.
Wow.
Yeah, I bet it was hot as fuck in there.
All right, couldn't do it. Couldn't do it any longer.
Don't blame you. So I'm laying the points, though. We got Middle Tennessee, we got Toledo, noon kickoff on Friday. I'm laying the points. It's a 10-point spread. I think Toledo coming from the MAC in Middle Tennessee coming from, they're in like the Sun Belt or something like that. I'm going to lay the points here, probably 2 tutties for Toledo. What do you think?
Yeah, I'm going Toledo on this one as well. Yeah, I like it. I like your pick there.
Excellent. Next game up, Friday night, we've got the Shanties against Northern Illinois. The Shanties get a shit fucking bowl, man. And I know they lost.
They got the short end of the stick all season long.
They lost the second game down the stretch, which, whatever. But, man, give them a better fucking bowl game than the Tailgate Cure Bowl. Come on. The only good thing is they get to go to fucking Florida. They get to
they're down there in Orlando and
play in the shadows of Disney World. But
Shanties, baby, Shanties.
Yeah, 10.5. That's not enough. Shanties in a blowout, probably by 3 tutties. Let's go Shanties.
Yep.
All right, Saturday we kick off at 11 a.m. We're getting an early start to the day, both Friday and Saturday. Earlier on Saturday, Western Kentucky, App State. The roofclaim.com, another nice destination bowl here, Boca Raton, Florida. They get to see all those golf courses down there. App State, 3-point favorites. Who you got in this one?
I'm going App State on this one. I'm going to go App State.
Yeah, me too. They're plucky, and we know what to expect from App State. Western Kentucky's a little bit of an upstart this year. But, yeah, give me App State. All right.
Thanks, Corey. Appreciate it, bud.
Oh, yeah, I missed the comment there. Nice. All right. Next game up here, 2:15 p.m. start time. UTEP, Fresno State. Fresno State in the PUBG Mobile New Mexico Bowl. We got PUBG Mobile Battle Royale shooter game sponsoring a college football bowl.
I love the bold names. Love them.
Love it. Fresno's 11.5-point favorite. I don't think that's enough. I think Fresno rolls here against UTEP.
Yeah, I'm with you for sure.
All right. Excellent. UAB, BYU. BYU's ranked number 13 and still got kind of a shit bowl playing in Shreveport, too. The Radiance Technologies Independence Bowl. BYU's only a 7-point favorite, though, against UAB. Who you got in this one?
Didn't UAB like 3-4 years ago
not have a football
They
team anymore.
They were not. Yep, they did not have. They
And
shut the program down and then they brought it back. Yeah,
man, it's hard to go against a good story like that. You know, the donors made it happen, got the football program back. Now you're in a bowl game. The Dragons over the Cougars. Let's go UAB.
I like the mythical beasts. I think BYU is going to win. I think so, but it's going to be close. Maybe a last second possession, and UAB may have a chance to pull it out. All right. Eastern Michigan against Liberty. Malik Willis is hot on everybody's radar right now in terms of quarterback prospects at the next level. Liberty's starting to get a little bit of national attention here. Projecting Malik Willis to be a first-round pick. I don't think anybody would have expected that. Who you got in this one, though? I believe Malik Willis was talking about sitting out, but I think last minute he's decided now he's going to play in the bowl game, right?
Yeah, he's playing. I'm going Liberty with this one. I like what Liberty's done all season. I don't agree with a first-round pick in him. Definitely not. I'm going to say probably a third-round pick, to be honest with you. But he fits Liberty's system. I'm going Liberty with this one.
Yeah, McShay's got him going to the Broncos too, and
McShay's also been drinking on the job too. So
clearly, right? Like the guy, he can't throw. Oops, sorry, you were gonna pull that one up. But I'm going Liberty. But yeah, I'm with you. Like Malik Willis, I feel like is gonna be a dangerous pick in the first round. You can't pick a guy that is that raw, that unsuccessful in the passing game for sure.
Yeah.
All right. Pinstripe Bowl. Yeah. There's always fun bowl names.
Gasparilla Bowl.
Yeah. The what's the beef one too? There's the we'll get to it, but there's a beef sponsor. Good fun. This next one's fun. The Jimmy Kimmel LA Bowl, and it's presented by Stifle, but Jimmy Kimmel gets his name on a bowl. It features Utah State, Oregon State. Oregon State's a touchdown favorite.
Ooh,
Utah State, it's 10-3.
I'm going Utah State with this one.
I'm with you. Like I don't feel like 7 is crazy. That's crazy to me. I think Utah State's a lot better than advertised right here. Give me Utah State with the upset for sure. Yeah. I'm with you. All right, the night game on Saturday, we've got Louisiana, the Raging Cajuns, losing their coach to Florida, ranked 23 in the country after their big win in their conference championship, facing Marshall, who's 7-5 but plays in a pretty good conference. Louisiana's only a 5-point favorite in this. Who you got?
I'm going Louisiana on this one.
A home game.
Yeah.
Playing in New Orleans.
Yeah, Louisiana.
I'm with you. I think 5 is disrespectful, honestly. I think they win by a couple of tutties.
Okay.
I do. All right. We move to Monday night. Oh, actually Monday afternoon. Yeah. Sorry, Monday.
Love it.
Not to conflict with any NFL time slots, but Old Dominion is taking on Tulsa. Nice afternoon game here as you're winding down maybe the work day.
Yeah, they're playing. They're playing at the Shanties Stadium there.
Conway, absolutely, yep. Absolutely, great place to be, especially this time of year. Tulsa's a 9.5-point favorite against the Monarchs. Who you got in this one?
I was going Tulsa with this one.
Yeah, I'm with you. I think they're the better team despite even records. I think Tulsa's probably going to win pretty comfortably here. 9.5 seems about right.
Yeah.
All right. Shifting gears to Tuesday, we've got Kent State, Wyoming. Kent State is a 3-point underdog in the Idaho Potato Bowl, the famous Idaho Potato Bowl. Who you got in this one?
I'm going with the Cowboys of Wyoming on this one. They're gonna bring home the honors of that famous Idaho Potato Bowl.
Nice. Nice.
Corey, Kathy Hockey League, Cold Bowl. Seems like it might be created. Sponsored by Moderna.
Jesus. Careful with that. People will be putting their tinfoil hats on. I'm with you on Wyoming though. I think they got some good things going there up in the Northwest. Wyoming over Kent State though.
Yeah, Christmas Cowboys. I like it.
Yeah.
I like it. Famous Josh Allen Bowl. Yeah. There
one.
you go.
That's the one, right? All right. Moving to the night slot there on Tuesday, we've got UTSA coming off their only loss of the season. They've been ranked for 5 weeks in a row, I think. They're not ranked this week, but they take on San Diego State, who is ranked number 24 in the country. However, Vegas has UTSA a 2.5-point favorite.
Ooh, do they?
This one's agree with Vegas.
This one is a tough one for me.
Yes, sir.
I mean, because we were kind of on the UTSA bandwagon for a little bit there. Yep. San Diego State, they played some good games. I think they lost that last game of the season, or the second to last.
Raced.
Yeah.
By Utah State.
Yes.
We just talked about.
Yes. And Aaron.
That's right, Aaron. They lost their last game of the regular season. That's right.
Yeah, regular season. Yep.
Sorry. I had that wrong.
So this one's a tough one for me. But I'm not going to waffle. I'm not going to waver from the Roadrunners. UTSA.
Give me the Roadrunners, man. San Diego State stumbled in their conference championship game. I think they were expecting much bigger things from their season. I think this is a game where a team like San Diego State might check out, and a team like UTSA is going to try to take this and build some momentum for next season, build some momentum for recruiting season. Give me the Roadrunners in this. Motivated Roadrunners over San Diego State.
Yeah, like it.
All right. Wednesday night, we've got Missouri facing Army in the Lockheed Martin Armed Forces Bowl, right? Some synergy there. Army coming off that tough loss to Navy in the annual rivalry game, America's Game. Army is favored by 3.5. You think they make good on that against Missouri?
No.
It's
going to be more.
Yes.
Never go against the armed forces in a bowl game.
Absolutely.
Don't do it.
That triple option's tough.
And Missouri's Missouri.
Yeah.
So they can suck. So Army.
I'm with you. A couple tutties here. That triple option is going to get healthy against Missouri. All right. Thursday afternoon, North Texas versus Miami of Ohio. Miami of Ohio is a 3-point favorite. Both teams 6-6. This is the Frisco Football Classic down in Texas. Who you got in this one?
Kind of a home game for North Texas here. So I'm going to go with the home squad. Let's go North Texas.
Yeah, I think I'm with you there because of where it's played. It's technically a neutral site, but North Texas can essentially put their shoulder pads on and walk to the stadium. So give me North Texas here over Miami of Ohio.
Cool.
All right. UCF versus Florida. UCF 8-4, Florida 6-6. Tough season for them. They're getting a new head coach. Playing in the Gasparilla Bowl, the Union Home Mortgage Gasparilla Bowl down in Tampa. Florida's a 6.5-point favorite over UCF. How do you see this one playing out?
And new coach coming in. You just got word today that Emory Jones is transferring, but he is playing in the bowl game.
Yeah. Interesting, right?
It's very interesting to me. Why just announce that you're going to transfer after, UCF started the season decent, then kind of lost a game there. They were kind of slow. They haven't been the UCF team that they were a couple years ago, but I'm going UCF on this one. I like the Knights. I got friends that cheer for both teams here. So, but I'm going the Knights on this one. Going the Knights.
Yeah, me too. I think it's a tale of two teams. One team is just wanting to get this season over.
Yeah.
And just get next season started with the new coach there, Mr. Napier. And UCF is, of course, still, hanging on to, we want to finish the season strong. A win over Florida is something they'd be able to hang their hat on the recruiting trail, right? This is the time of year where coaches start thinking, we're not playing in the bowl we wanted to play in, but this is an opportunity for us to play on TV. And for UCF, they get to play against a name, program. And if they can hang a W on Florida, that's something that they can certainly use on the recruiting trail. Hey, we own the state of Florida, right? Something along those lines, like they had the pseudo national championship a couple of years ago. So, for sure. Yeah, Corey's got the Gators.
He's got the Gators.
All right, on Christmas Eve, we get a nice little treat here. We get the Rainbows against Memphis in Honolulu. This is a home game. They're literally, I believe, playing at their own stadium, if I recall correctly.
They are, and I don't agree with this bowl game
Christmas
at all.
Eve too, right?
I don't agree with this.
You expect the team to be away from their family on Christmas Eve and actually compete in a bowl game in Hawaii? Like,
send another team to Hawaii for the bowl game instead of the home state team.
Right.
Like this
make it a treat for both teams.
Yeah, this is more of a destination, for a vacation, but also to play a game. Let some of these other schools experience it rather than just one.
Right.
But here's the caveat to that, and I want to say playing there in Hawaii, they are still on some very strict COVID restrictions, so that might be why Hawaii's playing there. You don't have to have two teams that have to be fully compliant with all, whatever their restrictions are. I really don't know.
My mom and sister, they just moved down there recently, and obviously my sister's family, and they went through it, right? They had to have travel in there. You had to have vaccination. They did. My sister is stationed down there now.
Oh,
yeah.
Hell of a spot to be.
Yeah, vacation time.
Do we need to go visit?
I think we do.
Tell our wives Merry Christmas.
Absolutely. But they had to go through it, and I know that it's not as strict as it was during the height of COVID, but it's still. And I think you may be onto something too, where maybe the team, Hawaii didn't want to have to travel and then try to come back also under restrictions.
Yeah,
it could be that. I didn't really think about that when I was criticizing the fact that Hawaii's playing a home game, but you might be onto something with that.
Same
with
here,
the restrictions. Aaron's in. Let's go.
Yeah. I saw Hawaii play a couple times this year. They don't look good to me. I'm surprised they got 6 wins, but I think a lot of those wins come on the heels of these teams coming over to Hawaii and trying to adjust to the time change and everything else. Give me Memphis with this one. Give me Memphis.
Yeah, you got Memphis in this one.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm with you because I don't think Hawaii's very good. I also think being schools out and they might have opportunity to go there a few days early, let the clocks adjust, that sort of stuff, your body clock. So, but yeah, man, it's tough to go there because you think about an 8 o'clock Eastern time game is like a 2 in the afternoon game.
It's 2 in the It's like a.
It's like 5, 6.
Is it a 6 hour difference?
I think 5 or 6. I think it's 6, but
yeah, I think you're right.
But imagine if they tried to play the game 8 o'clock Hawaii time, you'd be toast. You'd be playing a 2 a.m. game by your body clock. It'd be crazy.
Yeah.
But I'm with you. Memphis versus Hawaii. Give me Memphis over Hawaii for sure. All right, Christmas Day. We don't quite get the treat we would like on Christmas Day. We've got the Tax Act Camellia Bowl. It's Georgia State versus Ball State. Georgia State's a little bit exciting with that option run game that they've got, but this is kind of a stinker, I think, for Christmas Day. Who you got in this one?
Ball State is going to have their stockings taken by the Grinch, Georgia State.
I'm with you. I think that run game, that what do they call it? The veer option, whatever they've got that kind of spread you out and give you a lot of different looks. Triple options, speed options, a lot of that. Of course you do, Corey. Of course you do. I'm with you though. Georgia State over Ball State, regardless of the dick jokes. That brings us to our first sponsor break.
Yes. Brought to you by PocketPairClub.com. Pocket Pair Club, club number 26881. PocketPairClub.com.
Nice little spot to break there, Christmas, and thanks to our sponsor there, Pocket Pair Club.
Yeah.
All right, picking back up here, we move on to Monday, 11 a.m., another early start here. Western Michigan taking on the Nevada Wolfpack. Western Michigan is a 5.5-point favorite, and I'm surprised by that.
Man.
Because Nevada's better than I think a lot of people realize.
Give them credit for, yeah.
Yeah, and I know the game's in Detroit, and it's kind of in Western Michigan's backyard, but I've got Nevada here.
I got Nevada on this one, too. I'm not buying
All right.
it. I'm not buying
I thought I was crazy for a minute, but...
No, we'll be on that island together.
Yeah, man. Nevada with the upset, because Western Michigan, 5.5 points, too. That's a pretty decent spread.
Yeah.
All right. 2:30. We've got the game at the Navy Marine Corps Memorial Stadium in Annapolis, Navy's home turf. Military Bowl presented by big defense contractor Peraton. Boston College is taking on East Carolina. Boston College had a very up and down season. They beat some teams that they probably weren't expected to, but they also lost some games they shouldn't have. Taking on an East Carolina squad that was pretty middling basically all season. BC's a 3-point favorite. I think that score or that line reflects about where both these teams are. Who you got in this one?
Well, I have a quick question for Aaron. Their QB isn't playing. Which QB are you referring to? That would maybe help my decision here. I saw ECU play against UCF down there in Orlando. Oh, Nevada. Oh, come on.
That's right. I forgot Caleb Strong there. That's right. He did say he's not playing.
Dang it. Okay. Can we have a redo?
Yeah.
No, I'm not. Nah.
4,000 yards and 36 tutties.
Man.
Take that off. I forgot he's not playing.
Oh, 4,000 yards and,
36 tutties.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I'll stay with Nevada. I'll stay with Nevada on that one.
All right.
So going back to the game that we were talking about, the Military Bowl, man, I'm going to go Boston College on this one. I'm going to go BC.
I like it. Quick aside on Carson Strong not playing too. Like, I don't think he's in a position to really just like call his shot like that. I don't think he's a first round quarterback, really. Like, I feel like he could use this game on national TV to make a statement, but I digress. I'm not his agent. I'm not his parents. I'm not him. But I feel like it's an opportunity for him against what should be an inferior.
Yeah, I agree, John. He is a Grinch.
I am a Grinch for sure. Absolutely. But anyway, Carson Strong is going to do whatever he wants. I'm with you though. Boston College over East Carolina here. Probably a tight game. That number's probably a good number. But yeah, I just think Boston College is just a little better than ECU for sure. Moving on to Tuesday, noon kickoff, Houston against Auburn. Number 20, Houston is an underdog against 6-6 Auburn, who is going to lose Bo Nix to the transfer portal. And they've been on kind of a real downslide since, that midseason loss to, was in Arkansas. And now I'm losing it. But midseason, they were looking like a team that could make some noise, and have been on the downswing since then. So I'm really surprised by them being the favorite here in the Ticket Smarter Birmingham Bowl. Who you got in this one?
I'm with you. I got Houston in this one. I know Auburn, the Iron Bowl, they played Alabama tough down, into overtime. I'm just not buying it. I'm going Houston with this one.
Yeah, for sure. I'm with. Yeah, they're going to lose some talent on that team for sure. I'm not sure if he's playing in the bowl game either. Bo Nix is having ankle surgery, and I got Houston. I just think Houston's kind of on this kind of a rise, and Auburn's going the other way, in my opinion. So give me Houston in this one. All right. Air Force, another service academy, playing Louisville in the Serve Pro First Responder Bowl. Air Force is a 1.5 underdog in this game, despite being 9-3 against 6-6 Louisville. Louisville playing in a very bad football conference. Do you agree with Vegas?
No, they're giving no love to the triple option here. Yeah, no love at all. Give me Air Force.
Mm-hmm. Yep, Air Force. I don't think Louisville is going to be able to stop. If you want to see some scoring in that game, though, like Malik Cunningham is good, but if you want to see some scoring, Louisville's defense isn't very good, and I think Air Force is going to be able to spread them out and run it down their throats. So give me Air Force in the small upset.
Yeah.
All right. Mississippi State, Texas Tech. Mississippi State is a 9-point favorite in this. Is that number good?
Yeah. Yeah, give me that one. Yeah. I'll take Mississippi State on that one too.
Yeah, I think this is another one. We talked about Hawaii just doesn't look like a good team. Texas Tech doesn't look like a good team.
Yeah, I agree with you, John. I mean, coming from Nebraska too, where they ran the triple option. Yeah, it was great in the in the 70s, 80s, and 90s. But now really only the military academies run it. I think you have what is it, Georgia State, Georgia Southern.
Georgia State runs a lot of
it. Yeah. So yeah, it's really a dying man's offense right there. But yeah.
Yeah, they don't have a head coach right now either.
Yeah.
They're a bad team and they don't have a head coach.
Yeah. Mississippi.
Yeah, for sure. And yeah, the triple option. I just think, especially in today's game too, like the service academies used to get the best athletes, like way back. Like Navy was a fucking powerhouse.
Yes.
For a long time, Staubach and shit. They they got some dudes at the service academies back in the day. Now, money and all that, the wealth of talent has kind of spread out. But when you have the best athletes on the field, the triple option could be devastating. But when the other team has as many good athletes as they have to stop the triple option, it really is, as you and John have said, it's a dying man's offensive scheme for sure.
Yeah.
All right, the UCLA versus NC State matchup almost had some really good intrigue here. Oregon had requested an interview with Chip Kelly, and we all kind of thought Stove was going to hit the fucking lotto again. Oregon ends up going different direction. Yeah. A lot of high schools.
I think a lot of high schools still do.
For sure. But almost had some intrigue with Chip Kelly, taking that interview at Oregon, but they went in a different direction. And we now get number 18 NC State against the Chip Kelly-led UCLA Bruins. Basically a home game for the Bruins, playing in San Diego at the San Diego County Credit Union Holiday Bowl at Petco Park, so they get to play on the baseball field. But How do you see this one playing out? NC State's only a 1-point favorite.
Yeah, I don't like the spread. I'm going with the Wolfpack here. I saw enough of them this year that I think they can be dangerous. UCLA, they just seem up and down. You don't really know which UCLA Chip Kelly team you're gonna get.
Yeah, I'm going Wolfpack. I've been a buyer on NC State a few times this year,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm buying again. I think UCLA again. Chip Kelly is kind of that guy that you think can turn that program around, but they're not there yet for sure.
Yeah.
And John makes a good point. The zone read, they've just changed what the option looks like in today's game, right? You put them in the shotgun and you get everybody spread out and you start to read off the defensive end and make those plays.
You're not putting your quarterback in a position to get hurt every single play.
Yep, for sure. All right. West Virginia is taking on Minnesota in the Guaranteed Rate Bowl. Someone's getting Rocket Mortgage advertising there. Minnesota 3.5-point favorite over West Virginia. Who you got in this one?
It pains me to say it, but it's how I do every bowl season. Being a Nebraska fan in the Big Ten, I gotta go with the Big Ten team here. So Minnesota.
Yeah, I'm with you. Minnesota over West Virginia. I don't think West Virginia is a very good team. So I think Minnesota here. And John, you're right. The Pac-12 it's so wishy-washy in that conference. I give the ACC a hard time, but the Pac-12 gets just as much stank. All right, getting closer to New Year's Day where we get the big New Year's 6 bowls. Wednesday, December 29th here, the Wasabi Fenway Bowl, playing in Boston, sponsored by that spicy wasabi. SMU playing Virginia. SMU is 8-4. Virginia, despite being 6-6, is a 2-point favorite in this game. How do you see this one playing out?
Man, SMU started off hot and then they kind of took a dive towards the end of the season there. I think they're going to continue that trend going down. So I'm going to go Virginia here. I think Virginia has a lot of buzz over the new head coach hire with Elliott there. So I think Virginia is going to take this one.
Yeah, I think there's buzz there for a good reason. I also think that Virginia is a better football team than 6-6. It's been an off year for them, but you mentioned it. SMU was on the rise, playing well early in the season, and then tanked pretty bad. So give me Virginia over SMU. I'm probably going to lay the points. They probably win by 7 or so. All right, Maryland
and yes,
Virginia.
John, you are correct. Yes, yeah. I know, bud. I promise you that I know.
Yeah. Oof. Maryland, Virginia Tech. This one's basically a pick 'em 1-point spread here. We've got Corey's New Era Pinstripe Bowl playing in the Bronx, playing at Yankee Stadium. Maryland is a 1-point favorite over Virginia Tech, formerly conference foes. Get to face off here in the bowl game. We'll see Tua's little brother taking on the Hokies. I've got Maryland. I don't feel super confident in that, and I think that's reflected by the fact that it's a pick 'em.
Yeah, this game. I mean, unfortunately, it's really a toss up, to be honest with you. I mean, I'm obviously going to pick Maryland here, Big Ten. But it's really going to depend on which Tua shows up, or I'm sorry, which
Taulia.
Yeah, because when they were getting a bunch of hype and they were playing at home that Friday night against Iowa, dude had 6 INTs
like the first 8 minutes.
So definitely had an up and down season. Wasn't consistent, turned the ball over way too much. If they can keep the ball, if they can win the turnover battle Corey, I love it. Great line right there, and an even better movie.
Sack lunch.
Crap cakes and football. It's what Maryland does. Give me Maryland.
Yeah. All right. Clemson, who actually finished the season ranked in the top 25.
They started to figure it out a little bit.
Yeah, after a really rocky start to the season. They came on strong at the end. I think talent kind of won out for them. The Cheez-It Bowl at Camping World Stadium. Clemson, number 19 in the country against Iowa State. Iowa State's 1.5-point favorite in this, though. Does Clemson keep that momentum going, or does Iowa State knock them off?
No, I think Clemson keeps it going here. Unfortunately, they're without their defensive coordinator. They're without their offensive coordinator. But Clemson started to figure things out there towards the end of the season, offensively. Defensively, they're pretty sound. Yeah. Offensively, if they can continue that momentum that they had the last 3-4 games of the season, I know you lost your OC, but if they can kind of continue with that trend going upwards offensively, and their defense keeps on playing the way their defense has played all season, give me Clemson with this one. And what was the spread on this one?
I believe 1.5 for Iowa State.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Yep, 1.5.
Man.
Yeah.
Give me Clemson for sure.
Yeah, I'm with you. I think athletes win out in this one. Clemson just has that defense that is they could put it in their suitcase and go anywhere. And I think the offense has been playing better. They run the ball better, which has kind of taken a lot of that pressure off of DJ Uiagalelei.
Yeah.
But yeah, give me Clemson in this one to roll with those athletes for sure.
Wife, it's our ugly sweater Christmas episode.
Ugly sweater. We've got them on. We out here.
Yeah.
All right. Couple more games here, and then we'll break for another quick sponsor break before we finish up. A lot of bowl games, which is great for viewing.
Great. Yeah,
great for viewing. Oregon, Oklahoma closes out Wednesday night. Oregon number 14, Oklahoma number 16. This is where we really start to get into some of the bigger bowl games. Oklahoma 4.5-point favorite in the Valero Alamo Bowl. I know it's in San Antonio, which is sort of in their backyard, but is Oklahoma going to be able to take down Oregon? I'm taking Oklahoma because fuck the CFP committee for fucking putting Oregon in the top 3. Yeah. I do think Oklahoma right now has the offense to really put up points against Oregon.
Thibodeau's not playing.
They'll be without Thibodeau for sure. So give me Oklahoma over Oregon in this game.
Yeah, I agree with you on this one. It'll definitely be interesting to see the two programs with two new head coaches.
Yeah, DJ's name is a tough one.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, very much so. Glad you mastered that one. But I totally agree with you. I think Oklahoma has the offensive firepower to put up some points here because their defense has actually played decently this year. So, yeah, give me Oklahoma. What's the spread?
4.5.
Oh, in Oklahoma's favor? Yep. Yeah, fuck the CFP.
We laying them points.
Yep.
All right. Thursday, December 30th, kicks off at 11:30 a.m.
The Duke Mayo Bowl, baby.
The Duke Mayo Bowl. And we get the Carolinas, the Battle of the Carolinas here. We get North versus South. UNC's an 8.5-point favorite. They've had a real bad season for where we expected them to be at the beginning of the season. South Carolina, they're getting a new quarterback.
Yep.
I don't know if that's good or bad for them because of who it is, but North Carolina 8.5-point favorites. I'm going to lay the points. I don't think South Carolina is a very good team. I think they're pretty devoid of talent, which is the reason they've been kind of in the dumps the last couple of years. What about you?
I like the pick. I like your pick there. Unfortunately, I'm going to have to go against you just because I live in South Carolina. Beamer
You're
ball.
right in the backyard, right?
Right in the
Columbia's
backyard.
right up the road, right?
Oh, yeah. Yeah. A little 20-minute drive to the stadium.
There you go.
So I'm going Beamer ball, going the Gamecocks with this one.
Yeah, I look, get it, buddy. Get it for sure. All right. Tennessee versus Purdue. Are we going to get good Purdue or bad Purdue in this game? Tennessee's a 4.5-point favorite in the Trans Perfect Music City Bowl. It's a home game for them.
It's a home game for them.
Basically.
Yeah.
Who you got?
Man. I'm picking Purdue. But if I were a betting man, I'm going Tennessee.
I like that logic.
Oh.
I like it.
Yeah.
I ain't trusted Purdue with my money.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
I like it. I like it. I'm actually going to go with Tennessee, and I'm going to lay the points. I think Tennessee is going one direction, and Purdue is I think they're on a roller coaster right now that they may not be able to get off.
Yeah.
So give me Tennessee, and I'm going to lay the points.
Yeah. Good pick. Good pick. Smart pick. Yeah, John, Gary hit it on the head too. UNC definitely has more talent than South Carolina right now. But yeah, if the Tar Heels show up to play, yeah, exactly. Right. If they have,
which they haven't done much,
they haven't done offensively, defensively. Yeah, it all depends, but yeah, for sure.
Yeah, that'll be a tough one, honestly, with the way Purdue kind of beat up on some of the teams that were at the top of the pile for the Big Ten there. But I think Tennessee's heading in the right direction, which feels good because I've got some buddies that are fans of Tennessee. I feel good for them.
Yeah, Josh Heupel has them going in the right direction there.
Yeah, for sure. All right, we get two of our favorites on the show here facing off in the Chick-fil-A Peach Bowl. For Pittsburgh, we've got Kenny Pickett and Michigan State, Kenneth Walker III. Michigan State is a 1.5 favorite. They're ranked number 10. Pittsburgh ranked number 12 coming into this game. Who you got?
Hey, like, come on.
Right?
Man, this is going to be a good one.
Chick-fil-A got a good game.
Yes, they did. Man. This is a tough one. Bud.
That's so funny.
Ooh.
Would they even allow it?
What if Chick-fil-A was played on
They
Sunday?
wouldn't be able to sell Chick-fil-A at the Chick-fil-A game.
Wow.
It's so funny to me, too, that the Mercedes-Benz Dome in Atlanta has a Chick-fil-A.
Oh, yeah.
It's never open for NFL games.
But think of how many other events there are. They're killing it.
They're still cleaning up, but it's just they're never open for NFL games.
Yeah. Man, this one's tough. This one's a tough one for me.
I agree.
I mean, obviously, I'm going to pick Michigan State on this one. But if Pickett can pass like he has lately, unfortunately,
fake slide.
Unfortunately, he can't do the oop-de-oop there with the fake slide. Man, this one's really good. I'm torn on this one. I really am. But I'm going to go Michigan State. I'm going to go Kenneth Walker, proving that he should have been a top 4 Heisman finalist.
Yeah, I like that pick. I like this being a shootout too. I like Michigan State being able to run the ball against that Pitt defense, and I like Kenny Pickett being able to throw it against Michigan State's defense. And I think two guys that have real potential at the next level get to showcase themselves in this game for the nation. I'm with you. I think Michigan State in a shootout for sure.
Okay. Sorry to waffle there. That one was just
that's a tough one, man. That's a tough one. Yeah, Thursday and Monday night games for sure. All right. Last one before we get to another sponsor break here. and give everybody a break from our voices for a moment. Wisconsin, who was they were trending up at the end of the season until that stumble, in the final week against Arizona State. Wisconsin's a 7-point favorite against the Fighting Herms in the SRS Distribution Las Vegas Bowl. The best part of that is going to Vegas, right? Like win or lose, you're in Vegas. But who you got in this one? You got Scotty, or you got
no? I'm going Wisconsin on this one. There's been just too much. I wouldn't say turmoil with. It's
been a weird year, hasn't it?
It's been a weird year for Arizona State. Yeah, totally agree. So I'm going Wisconsin. That ground game. Yeah. They're going to be taking.
Are you Belgian?
No. Czechoslovakian.
There you go. Now you know. I'm with you, Wisconsin. It pains me to say that because I'm a big Herm fan, but
same here.
They've been very weird this year. Up, down, left, right. It just seems like they haven't been able to get their feet underneath them this year. I expect them to bounce back next year, but give me Wisconsin in this one. With that ground and pound, it's just going to be too much.
Yeah, for sure.
All right, we'll take a short break for a quick sponsor readout, and then we'll come back and we'll finish up the non-CFP bowl games.
Next sponsor break is brought to you by XL Constructors out of Overland Park, Kansas. XLConstructors.com. Ryan Trotnick out of Overland Park, Kansas. XLConstructors.com.
I didn't catch where Corey was going with that.
Oh, I just saw that. Well done. Yeah, good job, well Corey. Yeah, well done. Good job.
All right, let's pick up New Year's Eve. We got a solid slate of games.
Dude, New Year's Eve is
including the CFP games, which we won't talk about.
We won't talk about those this week. We'll hit that the week of.
But yeah, hell of a slate. New Year's Eve.
Yeah.
We've got starting the day off at 11 a.m. early kickoff. Wake Forest, number 17, taking on number 25, Texas A&M. A&M's a fairly decent favorite here at 5 points, but who you got in the Tax Slayer Gator Bowl?
Man, this one, the Deeks slinging it out.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm gonna go the defensive side for A&M here. I'm going A&M.
Yeah, I like Sam Hartman a lot. I like what Wake Forest can do offensively. I just don't think defensively they really can do anything against anyone.
Yeah.
So I think A&M's going to have enough to outlast them in this game. So I'm with you, A&M over Wake Forest. We've got the Washington State Cougs against the new head coach having Miami Hurricanes. Miami's a 2.5-point favorite in this game.
Tony the Tiger Bowl.
Yeah, Tony the Tiger. Who you got in this one?
I got Miami in this one. I got Miami. They were trending upwards towards the end of the season there. I think they're going to take that momentum and run with it.
Yeah, I agree with you. I think they were on the right track toward the end of the season, and I think that new hiring they're gonna I believe that they're gonna turn things around there in Coral Gables. Starting with a win here in the Tony the Tiger Sunday.
Yeah.
All right. We've got Barstool Sports sponsoring the Arizona Bowl this year. Central Michigan taking on Boise State. The Boise State Broncos are 7.5-point favorites. I'm going to lay the points. Boise State, I think, has too much talent for Central Michigan.
Yeah, I agree with you on this one. I truly think 7.5 is probably a little too low on this one. So, yeah, Boise State.
All right. We've got 2 more games on New Year's Eve, but we're going to save those for another day.
Real quick, speaking of Barstool, Did you see the commit that Jackson State flipped from FSU?
Yes.
Barstool basically gave that dude a 1.5 million NIL deal.
God.
The number two
cornerback
overall.
in the number 2 overall recruit cornerback was committed to Florida State. What a coup. What a coup by Coach Prime. Big get. Jackson State gets themselves a dude. Yeah, that dude is he's the real deal, and that's a big get for them. 1.5 million.
Frozen pizzas. Ooh. Yeah, he is. Yes, he is.
I hear those frozen pizzas are shit.
Yeah. They're expensive.
Oh, man. All right. Moving on to New Year's Day. We've got Penn State, Arkansas kicking off at noon. This should be a good game, in my opinion. Two teams that have been through some trials and tribulations, but also have a lot of talent on both sides. I'm going to go with Arkansas in this. I think my heart is telling me Arkansas. Penn State's a 2.5-point favorite, but Arkansas is ranked 21. Penn State's unranked right now. Who you got?
No, I mean, if I were a betting man, I'd be going Arkansas here. But I'm going to go Penn State Nittany Lions.
Big Ten.
Yep, them Franklin's up there.
All right.
But yeah, if I were a betting man, I'd be going Arkansas.
The Fighting Frankies.
Yep.
All right. Oklahoma State, Notre Dame, number 9 versus number 5. This should be a big game. Couple of defenses that are really talented. Notre Dame's a 2-point favorite in this game. Does Oklahoma State rebound from that Big 12 championship game loss and knock off Notre Dame?
Absolutely they do. Okie State, Mike Gundy, let's do it.
I'm a man. I'm with you. Give me the Pokes. Okie State rolling over Notre Dame. All right. Kentucky gets a big bowl, the Verbo Citrus Bowl, but it's on New Year's Day. They're playing Iowa.
Is that who you're going with there, Amy? The Golden Domers?
Oh, man.
Come on, man. Come on.
John hates that since he got in.
Yes, he does. Yes, he does. I love it.
Oh,
love it.
All right. Iowa, Kentucky. Iowa's number 15. Kentucky gets a big bowl here. Number 22 in the country. Stoopsy's got them going in the right direction.
Yes, he does.
They're also a 3-point favorite.
You
laying the points against Iowa?
Iowa.
Yeah. Another Big Ten.
Touchdown, Jesus.
Since he keeps John up at night. Man.
There are a lot of sleepless nights there, John.
I get it. I honestly, I do hope that since he keeps it close, to be completely frank, I don't believe they will.
Yeah.
But I hope they do because I like that a non-power 5 school.
Hey, that's 2 weeks from now.
I know.
2 weeks. Come on.
Spoiler alert. All right. I'm going Kentucky though.
Okay.
You got Iowa?
Not bad pick at all. Yeah, not bad pick at all.
Kentucky. I'm again soft spot for Kentucky. I'm buying against Iowa. I think this is a big win for them. That's going to help them with future recruiting. All right, Utah coming off a fresh dismantling of dog shit Oregon, and they're going to face Ohio State in the Rose Bowl. Ohio State's a 6.5-point favorite. Are you buying that line?
Wow, 6.5?
Utah has looked good.
They have, but it's also Pac-12.
Yeah, I can't disagree.
Golly.
Cam Rising looks like the real deal, though.
And it's Ohio State. Pains me again. Ohio State, and I'm going to go big here. Okay?
Big.
I'm going big.
We got a steamroll.
I got 17.
Woohoo! 3 scores.
Yes.
Okay. That's a big number. I like it. Jesus, that's spiteful.
Oh, Love it.
That is spiteful.
Oh man, John just
At
brings.
least he's honest, though,
Yeah,
right? Like,
yeah.
at least he's honest. Ain't no pulling punches with John.
Love it.
I'm going Utah here. I'm gonna take the upset. I'm on the Cam Rising train. I think Utah's been a completely different team since they put him in. I'm all in this. I'm pushing my chips all in the middle. Utah over Ohio State. Big upset here. Give me the Utes.
Hey, just make sure you press submit on that
I
bet.
know. Jesus Christ. Yeah. Let's not blow that damn 17 parlay I blew this past weekend by not putting it in.
Yeah.
Oh man. All right. Another fan favorite here on the show, Matt Corral, taking on Baylor this weekend, or New Year's Day. Ole Miss number 8 against Baylor number 7. This is a true pick 'em. The line is even.
Ooh.
Who you got in this one?
I'm going Baylor.
Yeah.
I'm going Baylor and their defense on this one.
I understand why you make that pick. I do. I disagree.
Sure.
I'm going Ole Miss.
Yeah.
I'm going Lane Kiffin in the Porsche, for those of you that keep up on Twitter. Matt Corral, I think this is going to be the swan song that really pushes him over the top to be one of the top 2, maybe 3, but probably one of the top 2 quarterbacks taken in the upcoming draft. Last game here, January 4th, we've got kind of an also-ran. It always seems like there's always one. LSU against Kansas State. 1 point spread. Give me Kansas State, because I think LSU's a bit of a mess right now, and they're just looking forward to next year with Brian Kelly.
Is Orgeron coaching this game?
I believe
or is he done completely?
I believe he's finishing the season out.
All right. If Orgeron is coaching, I'm going LSU. If he's not, I'm going K-State. Oh, Brad. Okay. Okay.
I didn't know that. I hadn't.
I hadn't heard.
John's our resident SEC guy. I believe he's an LSU fan as well.
Oh, man. Sorry, John.
If I remember correctly, he's an LSU fan.
Okay. So I'm gonna go K-State here. I'm gonna go Wildcats.
Yeah. That seals it for me. I think definitely K-State for sure. All right. So we've reached the conclusion of our bowl game predictions. So we're going to transition over. We'll do our salute to service real quick. The most important part of our show. Do this on both Backyard Blitz and here on Tailgate Trash Talk. So we'll finish strong here with our salute to service. All right. Tonight's episode goes to Army Sergeant Brandon Maggart. He died August 22nd, 2010, serving during Operation Iraqi Freedom. He was 24 at the time, from Kirksville, Missouri, assigned to 5th Battalion, 5th Air Defense Artillery Regiment, Joint Base Lewis McChord, Washington. He died of wounds sustained when insurgents attacked his unit with indirect fire. Maggart was married 4 years to Teresa. I don't see that he had any kids, which is not always necessarily, leaving behind kids is tough when it comes to these military deaths. So Teresa, we give you our best, but Army Sergeant Brandon Maggart, till Valhalla, we have the watch. All right, let's bring the energy up a little bit.
Hey, John is throwing some fighting words at me.
Oh, we got some heat. We got some heat coming.
Yep, but he's true. I mean, he's spitting the truth here. So I can't be mad at him for. I mean, He's totally correct.
That's so mean-spirited, John.
Yeah. Hey, that's the truth.
I like that energy,
Yeah.
but man, that's mean-spirited.
Yeah. I mean, really, 97 was the last one. Yeah.
Yeah. The old.
I mean,
that was
I mean, they played in.
Was that Tom Osborne's last year?
It was his last year, and that was with Frost. They played in the 2001 against. They shouldn't even have been in the national championship in 2001 because they had a beat down against Colorado. And then they had another beat down in the Natty against an unbelievable Miami team.
That team was
stacked.
Unfucking. That was an NFL roster.
Ed Reed, Shockey.
Oh my god.
I mean, just
Vilma.
Yeah.
Fucking McGahee was on that squad. I think Frank Gore was a freshman on that squad. Maybe.
Thank you, John. I appreciate that. Yeah. I appreciate that. I agree with you. And I'm not just saying it because it's Nebraska, but no, I agree with you.
Aaron finishing strong. So I'm going to open up the debate here because
let's
he mentioned Merry Christmas, You Filthy Animal, right? So we're going to talk Christmas movies.
Okay.
And I've watched the Comedy Central roast of Bruce Willis where he said in closing, Die Hard is not a fucking Christmas movie.
Don't do it.
Stove.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Is Die Hard a Christmas movie?
Bet your sweet ass it is. Bet your sweet ass it is.
Yippee-ki-yay, mother.
Yippee-ki-yay, mother.
It's not a fucking Christmas. Just because it takes place around Christmas time doesn't mean
it's a Christmas movie. He's getting home for Christmas.
Oh, he's killing.
He's going to see his daughter for Christmas. It's a Christmas movie.
Oh man, I love this debate.
Amy, I don't know who you're disagreeing with here.
No, get out of here. It's not a Christmas movie.
But hey,
John McClane said it's not a Christmas movie.
Whatever, you know.
He did close with it's not a fucking Christmas movie. It's a Bruce Willis movie.
Yeah. Now, my wife would be agreeing with you, Gary.
Yeah.
Because John McClane wishes someone had gotten him some shoes for see.
Yeah, okay, I guess. If Santa's bringing shoes.
Yeah.
The Grinch stole his shoes.
Yep.
Krampus, yeah, there you go. That's a fucking Christmas persona. All right. So let's finish here with
debate.
What is your favorite moment or game from the college football season this year?
Oh, so you kind of did a two-part question there.
Feel free to pick two different ones for sure.
I was prepared to do game, but you did a two-part question. So
I threw you a curveball.
You did, but ooh. Okay, I got you.
All right.
Favorite moment? It would probably have to be A&M, Alabama. the field goal kicker out there, the split screen of him out there, his family in the stands, his wife, praying and everything, all that. Kicks up, it's good. Everyone starts crying and everything. And
Mom can't hold herself together. Yeah, dude.
That's what college football is all about, right there.
Absolutely.
So that's my favorite moment of the 2021 football season. Favorite game? Oh man, dude, there's so many.
Yeah,
so many. I mean,
you ain't kidding.
I mean, we could each name 5, and we'd have 10 different games here.
Yeah.
I'm probably going to go Oklahoma, Texas. The shootout. That was
literally a shootout. Too.
Yeah, literally. Like Texas was up big.
Yeah.
Rattler gets benched. Here comes
Caleb Williams.
Yeah. And leads them to victory. So
I like that.
Yeah. That'd be my game.
Yeah, I've got chick from Vandy. Is that the kicker? Is that
That
who he's
was
talking
last
about?
year, bud.
I
That was
think it was
last year,
last year,
Corey.
right?
That was Sarah Fuller from last year.
Yeah. Unless there's something else this year, but
Yeah.
I threw the moment thing in there because I've got a few that I want to talk about selfishly. That was a very selfish move on my part, and I will acknowledge it.
Thank you. I like it though. Seriously,
Yeah.
I like it.
So I've got kind of three that I want to talk about.
Whoa.
One is pregame, and it's my favorite because Lane Kiffin is not afraid to bring the fucking heat.
No.
He doesn't always deliver, but that man is not afraid to bring the heat.
Are you going the popcorn?
Yeah. When he says, get your popcorn, it's going to be a show. And then they go out and miss like 9 fourth downs. It was a show. It wasn't a very good show, but it was a show.
Yep.
That was my favorite moment from like a coach, right? Pre-game.
Yeah.
My favorite.
Oh, yeah. That was.
Yeah. That's one of my moments.
Yep.
I was going there. That's one of my moments. I'm going to save it for last year, not to spoil it too much, but that's a great pick, John.
Great pick.
Another favorite moment of mine is kind of the oop to oop, right? We got some trickeration from Kenny Pickett, baby. Faking the slide and taking it 58 yards, house call, hitting his head on the goalpost. They made a fucking rule because of the guy.
Yeah.
I don't know how they're going to govern it, but they made a rule because of him. But man, you fake that slide, you take off 58 yards to the hizzy. I'm all in. That was some awesome shit. I can't wait to see Pickett at the next level.
I don't know how he didn't like sprain or break an ankle or a knee or something. I'm looking at the replays of him doing that, and I'm like thinking to myself like, how? And I'm like I'm doing it slow motion walking here. I'm like, how the fuck did he do that
and
running?
He's against other athletes.
Yeah. Man,
unbelievable.
Touche.
But I am going to finish where John went. That's a great pick, John. Watching that unfold, it was a roller coaster of emotions. And I'm not a Baylor fan, and I'm not an Oklahoma State fan, right? I have a soft spot for Baylor because of the RG3 magic. I will admit to that. I also have a soft spot for Oklahoma because I like Mike Gundy and who he is as a coach. Going back to the press conference, the I'm a man, come after me, don't go after my player, right? But I'm not an Okie State. I'm not a cowpoke. I'm not a Baylor Bear fan, through and through. But the emotions of that moment as kind of an unbiased bystander were just unreal. The handoff gets taken and it looks like he's got the corner. And then I see this defensive player that's got a chance. He's got a chance, but he's got to run him down. He's got to keep him out of the end zone. And then it looks like the dude's going to dive and get in, but he gets just enough on the shoulder pad, keeps him out, and it's inches. And the call.
He dove a little too early.
He did. You're right.
Yep.
If he'd have put his shoulder down, I think he could have gotten himself to the end zone. I agree with you 100%. But man, it just, that play encapsulates like what we love about college football. It's hanging in the balance. Like Oklahoma State has a chance to go to the CFP.
Mm-hmm.
They need someone to lose, but they've got a fucking chance.
Yeah, for sure.
On that play.
Yeah.
It's unbelievable. And then Dave Aranda after the game, like after that moment, he's just like, oh yeah, another play. Like
he was calm, cool, and collected.
That dude is the most level motherfucker.
Yeah.
I want that guy leading troops in the battle. Like for real. That dude is just so level, so even keel. And even in the interview after the game, he couldn't heap enough praise on his players, couldn't heap enough praise on his coaches for managing all the egos that he came into the program with, that sort of stuff. So that shit is awesome. That's a great moment. For me, right there. And I do love a man with a bitch emoji. You're goddamn right I do.
I think we all do.
Right? Like, Mullen McCall.
I think you'd be un-American if you didn't.
Right. We got Grayson down with the Shanties.
Yeah. So, real quick. So Corey asked, "What's your favorite upset from this year?" We'll come back to that one.
Yeah.
You go ahead with your.
Let me go with my game of the year. I'm gonna go with Michigan finally slaying the dragon. I know that there's a lot of hatred for Harbaugh in this podcast, right? And rightfully he's earned a lot of the the naysayers, right? But man, the way that they beat Ohio State and finally exercised the demons, got over the hump, won the Big Ten, got to the CFP. That's my game of the year. It wasn't really a close game, so like the excitement wasn't there, but I think what it means for that program and what it means for Jim Harbaugh, a guy that I like, right? And I understand all the naysayers and the people that don't like him. He's kind of a caustic guy. He's brash, but I like what he did at San Diego. I like what he did in San Francisco, and I do have some like for the guy. But to just what it means for Michigan, what it means for Jim Harbaugh, I think that to me is what makes that the game of the year for me.
Oh, and no, good one.
All right. Favorite upset from this year. Stove, floor is yours.
Oh, man.
There were so fucking many.
There were so many.
Every week, someone in the top five.
There's at least like 2 or 3.
Right.
Oh, man.
You got a big portfolio to choose from.
I know, but like trying to get like, like a good one, but
yeah, John, anybody that hates chicken, I would agree.
Yeah.
It's easy to hate a guy that hates chicken.
Oh. Favorite upset of the year.
Amy's got any KU win.
You could go the KU over Texas, I guess.
Yeah, man, that's a big upset.
Could go back to the A&M Alabama game.
I'll buy you a little time.
Okay, if you already have one, go for it.
I do.
Okay,
I do.
Go for it.
Stanford, Oregon.
Yeah.
The way it happened too. Forcing overtime on an untimed down and then winning it in overtime against that team. That's my favorite upset of the year, just for the way it played out and what I was able to throw at the CFP committee for that loss.
Yeah.
But that's my favorite upset this year.
I'm going to go a more recent one. I'm kind of surprised you didn't go here now that I'm thinking about it. Navy over Army.
Ooh. I like that a lot. That was fun.
Dude, that's a bucket list game.
It is, man.
And just, we were
So I learned something this weekend about that game.
Okay.
And being a Navy vet, I should know this, but like I didn't go to the academy, so like the game means a lot to me, but it doesn't mean the same thing to me that it means to like the midshipmen, right? That I served with that go through that school. That game is never played at West Point or Annapolis.
I thought it was.
It's been played in Philly 96 times at different sites in Philly.
Really?
I shit you not. Like I didn't know that. And
really,
it's never been played in Annapolis. It's never been played at West Point. It's been played in New York City at MetLife or Jersey at MetLife. It's been played in Philly like 96 times. It's been played in Boston. It's played in Baltimore. It's never played at the service academies. I did not know that.
Wow. I thought it was.
I thought it was too.
I know it rotates every year.
But I swear to God, I thought like people I've known have gone to Annapolis for the game, but they don't. They go to Philly. It's crazy. And it's been played 2 times, not on the East Coast. Now we're getting into like weird history, but it's 2 times not on the East Coast. Once in Chicago, and the other was in at Pasadena at the Rose Bowl.
Okay.
I learned that this weekend, and I had to do a double take when I heard it because they talked about it. I was listening to the Sirius broadcast of it because we were traveling a little bit on Saturday, and I was watching it some and then listening and then watching the rest. But they were talking about it, and I was like, fuck, Stove and I just talked about that being a bucket list. And I swear to God, like Annapolis was my destination to go watch that game, is where I would want to go watch it.
Exactly. Yeah. Same here.
Ain't gonna happen.
Now we need to reassess and, start saving for next year.
Yeah.
But no, it's, and maybe it's just because it's fresh in my mind, but the whole atmosphere, the whole game in general, everything that goes into it, and seeing I mean, this was probably one of the, I guess, most recent Army Navy games that I've seen where there was a lot of chippiness in this
Oh
game.
yeah,
And I know there is, in
there was
every
more
year,
than usual.
but it seemed like it was more than usual. And like there was at one point in time, I messaged you and they just Ben Ryan. Thanks, Ryan.
All right.
There was one point in time where they had just gotten a flag for unsportsmanlike conduct. I can't remember who it was, but like literally like the next play or two plays later, you see a guy on the sideline basically just power bomb another guy and they didn't get a flag for it. Like I was like, I messaged you. I said, that dude just power bombed
him. Like, holy shit.
But then like afterwards, usually after games like that, you see the sportsmanship and the camaraderie and everything being in the military service. And you saw some of that, but then you also saw the Navy quarterback was like, like, but just everything, the chants afterwards, singing the school songs and everything. Man, definitely a bucket list, but Navy was 13-point underdog.
Yeah. Rightfully, like Army'd been a really good team this year.
Yeah.
And it's like the old cliche goes, right? In these rivalry games, you just throw the records out, and that's what we saw with Navy against Army. Yeah, for sure. That's a big upset. Fun game to watch.
John, if it's going to be a permanent neutral site game, it should be moved. I agree and I disagree. And hear me out. And it's purely a selfish move on my part. But from my time, from when I've watched this game, it's always been on the East Coast. And it's you get the weather changing. You have rain. You had like 2 years ago, you had the fog game. You had snow. That's what I love about it being on the East Coast is you have all these different atmospheric changes that that game could be played in. Where if you go down to Jerry World, it's in a dome. Atmosphere. Yeah. And so really, I mean, Army, Navy, it's almost a I wouldn't say cliche or anything, but kind of a not conclusion, but when they go into battle, overseas or wherever, you don't know what atmosphere each day is going to bring. So it's kind of it goes hand in hand to me. So that's why I think it should stay on the East Coast.
The thing to think about with the sites that it's played at too, they're militarily
military. Yeah,
like Philly was the headquarters for the Constitutional Congress, and it's when they declared independence, declared war on the crown, and New York City was once the capital of the country, and Baltimore is one of the most important harbors, especially back when the fleet was a wooden fleet. So, with the exception of like Chicago is militarily significant because that's where Navy boot camp is. But Pasadena, whatever reason they chose to play out there, and that was back in like 1930, 1940, something like that. So, but it would be neat to kind of take the spectacle on the road. But I'm with you. I like to see snow in these games. I like to see the cold weather and the unexpected conditions. I think that's a good parallel for what they can expect when leading troops into battle, those sorts of things. So I'm with you, but yeah, that's a fun upset this year. Navy gets to kind of notch that one to their belt. They won't be playing in a bowl game, but they got the big win over Army. So that's something to certainly hang their hat on. It was a big time down year for Navy. They'd lost some guys, quarterback, a couple of their running backs, those sorts of things, and that triple option scheme. It's tough to just kind of plug and play. So
sure.
But all right, I think that brings us to conclusion of this week's show. Want to take a moment again to thank John, Corey, Amy, Ryan, everybody that was reaching out, interacting. Dad, thanks for watching again this week. Appreciate your support every week. But yeah, this
little microwave.
Yeah, we see you out there. Thanks for stopping in and saying hi.
Thanks for supporting.
And absolutely. Thanks for letting us borrow Big Stove every week for the show. And it makes it fun. We said it last week. We've said it for a few weeks now. But the more interaction we get with people watching the show, it makes it fun for us. It makes it, we get the different perspectives. It's great to hear people's take on things, and some people are plugged into things a little more than others, and it's good to hear that sort of stuff. Stove, any closing remarks?
No. Again, appreciate everyone taking the time out of their evening to join us here again tonight. We will not be doing an episode next week with Christmas being a couple days away. Traveling. Gary's going to be traveling on the road and all that. So from us here at Tailgate Trash Talk, hope you and your families, loved ones, have a very Merry Christmas. Safe travels if you are traveling. Gary, safe travels to you, my friend.
Thank you.
But we will be back 2 weeks from today.
A lot of bowl games to talk about when we
get back. A lot of bowl games,
too.
and then
CFP.
and talk CFP playoff games.
Absolutely.
So can't wait
to talk about Cincy. John, you better be here.
John is marking it in his calendar right now. It will be on reminder. So yes.
Happy holidays.
Happy holidays. Amy / Ryan Trotman there. Appreciate
whoever's behind the keyboard. All right. Well, Stove, thanks again, man. Really appreciate you. John, all right. We look forward to it. Can't wait.
Yes, sir.
Can't wait. Bart Scott. Can't
John,
wait.
John, again, if you haven't seen yet, do it yet, but make sure to get on our Facebook page and message us your address. Get you some swag there from Tailgate Trash Talk.
Yeah, for sure, buddy. For sure. All right. So for Stove, I'm Gary. This has been Tailgate Trash Talk. And in closing, Die Hard is not a fucking Christmas movie.
Bite your tongue. Bite your tongue.
We are out.
Merry Christmas, everybody.